I never thought that 2 minutes could be so long. Suspicion, unease, and mistrust filled the air. 6 people stood under the lights, all averted their gazes, unwilling to meet each other's eyes, and it was obvious that they had naturally divided into 3 groups since a few minutes ago. The doctor, the lawyer, and the drunk woman stood together, Fang Tong and the bald man stood together, and the girl in black stood alone on the side. The buzzing sound of a phone vibrating finally came. The first round of the game has officially begun. Another ding sounded, and the information continued to pop up on the phone screen. The first round of the game, the first level has opened. The game difficulty is F level, suitable for low-level beginners. Please confirm and carefully read the game content. Pay attention to the game rules. Fang Tong clicked to confirm. The content of the first level of the game. Please players publicly say their names, occupations, and the specific reasons for participating in the game. The bonus for this level of the game is 300,000 yuan per person. Is it so simple? A few people looked up, with a hint of confusion, as well as a sense of relaxation and surprise. At this time, the phone once again gave a reminder. There is a player who has not clicked to confirm the game. Please confirm as soon as possible. The lawyer frowned and looked at everyone who hasn't clicked to confirm. Everyone raised their phones to show that they had confirmed, except for the girl in black, who took a step back. The lawyer stomped his foot. Hurry up and confirm. The girl in black was still waiting for a full minute before gently tapping the confirm button. The beautiful doctor had been secretly watching the girl in black, and suddenly thought of something. She glared at the girl in black. You did it on purpose, purposely waiting for us to click confirm first to see if there was any danger, and then you clicked only after we were okay. Hearing the doctor's words, the hoodlum's face showed a regretful expression, as if he felt that he was too stupid not to have thought of this. The girl in black laughed softly in the darkness. Sister, you misunderstood. I was just too scared to click, I forgot. This was to fake. The drunk woman snorted in disdain. Coward, die early and be reborn. What's there to be afraid of? This was really unlucky. The hoodlum coughed. Don't talk about death or anything. This game isn't that complicated. And by the way, the 300,000 prize, haha, I wonder if it's real or not. Although he said this, he seemed to have learned his lesson and remained silent, lighting a cigarette and rolling his eyes, waiting. The scene fell into an awkward silence. With the girl in black's situation, everyone suddenly realized a key point. In such an unknown situation, the first person to play the game was like an experimental subject and a scapegoat. Everyone was waiting for someone else to play the game first. The situation was stalemated. This game seems to have no time limit, but if we keep going like this, it may not be until dawn that someone steps forward. Who knows how long it's been? Fang Tong held her phone and took a small step forward, smiling and said, I'll go first. Anyway, Fang Tong didn't really care. What game or no game, it's just a matter of dying. My name is Fang Tong, a working-class person. I joined the game because I was forced to buy a woman. Fang Tong said it all in one breath. The lawyer and the beautiful doctor were both nervously watching him, while the bald thug raised his thumb in admiration. And the drunk woman also stared at Fang Tong with wide eyes for a while. Only the black-clad girl let out a barely noticeable snicker. Now, Fang Tang's phone was buzzing. Congratulations to player Fang Tong, the first to complete the first round of the game. Please accept your reward. Then, Fang Tong was amazed to see a signal appearing above his phone. The signal connected in an instant, and the text message sound followed. Everyone but the black-clad girl gathered around. How about it? What message did your phone receive? A bank text message appeared on Fang Tang's phone. China Chengdu Bank, your account with the last four digits 1 to 34 was credited with 300,000 yuan at 8:03 p.m. Balance 303,262 yuan. This message is free. For account security, please delete this message. This is the reward for completing the first level of the game. Yes, the money has actually been deposited. However, after the text message, the signal at the top of the phone disappeared again. I just gave the phone signal ... just to let the player confirm that completing the game does indeed come with rewards. This also means that the game is being monitored ... behind the scenes. There is a group of guys who are meticulously controlling it. Fang Tong felt a chill run down her spine, and Xiaobai's voice immediately came through. Open the player log. Congratulations, owner, you have received a special reward. Special reward. Fang Tong opened the game log. Player game record. Completed F-level beginner game, level 1. Player reward record, 300,000 yuan. Special reward. Because you are the first player to complete the beginner game, you are awarded 10 game coins as a special bonus. Game coins? Master, it should be a special currency that can be used to purchase items in the game store, and it must be more valuable than the monetary reward, Xiaobai said. At this point, the look in the room's few people's eyes changed a bit as they saw Fang Tong so easily complete the game. It really was so easy, and in just a few words, she had earned 300,000 yuan in real gold and silver. True gold and silver worth 300,000 yuan. Next, let me try. The bald hoodlum couldn't wait to speak to his phone. Name, Zhong Jinlong. Those who give me face in the underworld call me Zhong Jinlong. Occupation, I do construction work and have also worked in property management. The bald hoodlum spoke excitedly. As for participating in this game, it's just that it's too boring. I want to challenge myself. We should play something big, haha. After saying this, Zhong Jinlong tightly gripped his phone, waiting for his 300,000 yuan. But a red warning prompt appeared on everyone's phone. Player must answer honestly. If they lie or withhold information, they will be considered cheating. Player Zhong Jinlong has 10 seconds to complete the game. Everyone looked at Zhong Jinlong. Zhong Jinlong's face turned red instantly, and he clenched his phone tightly, with bulging veins on his forehead. The 10 seconds passed quickly, and the good-faced hoodlum's sweat beads were increasing on his face. Player Zhong Jinlong did not complete the game because he is a new player. This time, as a warning, the player will not be erased, only receive a minor punishment. This game prompt just came out, and Zhong Jinlong let out a grotesque scream that was not human. He almost jumped up, throwing his phone on the ground and clenching his left thumb with his right hand. His screams were distorted. The ring chip on Zhong Jinlong's hairline flashed, and a red thread appeared near the edge of his left thumb, close to his wrist. The fine thread wrapped around Zhong Jinlong's thumb below, becoming redder and redder. Then there was a thud, and Zhong Jinlong's left thumb suddenly burst into a cloud of blood. His entire left thumb had disappeared. The lawyer rushed over, and the beautiful doctor hesitated but followed him. Everyone broke out in a cold sweat at that moment. Fang Tong didn't react either. The beautiful doctor put her right hand on Zhong Jinlong's left arm artery and looked at the wound. The incision is so neat, she couldn't help but exclaim. On Zhong Jinlong's left wrist, there was a complete and smooth incision, as if it had been cut off with a sharp knife in an instant. The nerves, muscles, and bones of the finger could be clearly seen. The blood mist was scary, but the wound was not bleeding now. Zhong Jinlong twitched a few times and slowly panted, then let out a strange cry. No pain, no pain anymore. The beautiful doctor let go of her hand, and her face grew paler and paler. It's terrifying. Your finger was instantly disabled, and I accidentally helped you with the wound treatment, tied up the blood vessels, and did the pain relief. It looks like ... I also used high temperature to sterilize you. She wiped the cold sweat off her forehead. This wound looks better than any doctor's treatment. The lawyer swallowed a mouthful of saliva. It must be the chip on our necks. It's the chip that's causing all this. However, it was too cruel. A light punishment, and he lost a finger. The drunk woman snorted. Who let him lie? He's too proud to live. Jong Jin-long roared and glared at the drunk woman with a ferocious expression, as if he wanted to bite her. The drunk woman immediately hid behind her lawyer. Uncle, he's trying to eat people. The lawyer whispered to Jong Jin-long, now you have to finish the game as soon as possible. That was just a warning. You'd better tell the truth. Jong Jin-long gritted his teeth and pulled out another cigarette, lighting it gently. He kept smoking non-stop, but in the end he lowered his head. I lied. I didn't join the game to seek excitement. It's because I owe the casino several $1 million. You don't understand. People who hang out with gangs don't have many friends. Not paying back debts is the most shameful thing. I heard about this game and thought it could help me earn money to pay off my debts. Jong Jin-long fiercely puffed on his cigarette, and the tip of his finger was already burning. Then, the ringing of his phone's notification sound revived him. 300,000 yuan had arrived. Jong Jin-long flicked away the cigarette butt and snorted, not bad. Earning 30,000 yuan for a finger, if the toe counts too, I'll have more than enough to pay off my debts, and he actually laughed. A few people in the room felt heavy-hearted, unable to laugh. The third player to join the game was a lawyer. He was spinning in place, looking like he had something difficult to say, or perhaps some words he couldn't bring himself to say. Give me a cigarette, the lawyer kept rubbing his face, looking depressed. Jong Jin-long threw the entire box of cigarettes over to him, and the lawyer pulled one out and lit it, smoking in silence. He had already wasted 10 minutes, and the ground was covered with cigarette butts. The beautiful doctor kept coughing, and the drunk woman squatted down and vomited twice more. Jong Jin-long finally couldn't hold back. Hey, brother, are you going to say something? The lawyer finally came back to his senses, whispered, my name is Yu Zhengnan. My profession is a lawyer. I've been a lawyer for over 20 years, and I've already become a partner at Zheng Law Firm ... At this point, his face turned red, and he got stuck again. This time, the beautiful doctor spoke in a low voice. Maybe I should go first. The lawyer looked at her gratefully and nodded. The beautiful doctor gently shook her long hair, which was her little habit, a small movement to deal with pressure. But she was very determined, without any hesitation. My name is Honya. I'm just a small doctor. In the blood department, I joined this game because I need money, a lot of money. Her phone beeped. Please player provide more details. The beautiful Dr. Honya bit her lip, shook her long hair again, and finally exhaled softly. My department had a serious medical accident. Oh, 2 patients died. It was due to a medication error, and it's going to cost money. Someone has to take the blame. The lawyer by the side couldn't help but say, civil compensation is determined based on the division of responsibility. You can find a lawyer to think of ways, usually in cases like this. The entire department bears the responsibility, and the hospital compensates. Honya smiled, laughing almost neurotically. Do you think I can afford a lawyer like you to defend me? Do I have the ability to negotiate with the hospital? I have no background and no money. I can only accept bad luck. Hooligan Jong Jin-long scratched his head. Sister, are you being hounded by the patient's family? Hanya was surprised. How did you know that? Jong Jin-long laughed. Medical disputes, I've done it before. Come on, sister, this is all your fault. You must have made some kind of promise to the family. A promise that the problem could be solved. Hanya nodded silently. Jong Jin-long shook his head. Why did you take responsibility for yourself? Sister, you're still too young. And I can guarantee that your department's director resigned immediately after the incident, and the hospital promoted you to the position of director, right? Hanya was speechless. She never thought that a hoodlum would actually know all this. Looking back, she realizes that the hospital did indeed promote her to head of the department immediately. She had thought at the time that it was because she had taken responsibility for the incident. It turns out that it's all a scheme. The lawyer sighs beside her. Dr. Han, you've gotten into a tough spot. Mr. Jong Jin-long is in debt because of gambling. I'm the same as you. In the end, it's all about money. He smiles wryly, but compared to me, your money is nothing. Jong Jin-long is puzzled. Brother Liu, don't you have enough money? Liu Zhengnan's mouth twitches. How could I possibly not be short of money? Don't assume that lawyers are high-paying professionals. Many in this profession go hungry. The truly wealthy and successful lawyers are the top few who pretty much corner the market on 90% of the resources. Liu Zhengnan lowers his head. I do financial law, which is one of the highest paying types, but the risks are high too. Because of one case. I was set up, and my client was cheated out of 100 million yuan. The court ordered me to return the lawyer's fee of 1 million yuan and pay 8 million in compensation. And that was it. I have two houses in the city that are still mortgaged. The final outcome was to mortgage my property and car. He grabs his hair and crouches down. My wife divorced me and wanted to split the property. The doorbell rang, and Hanya and the lawyer both received their bonus for this round, but they showed no expression of joy. For the pressure they were facing, the mere 300,000 yuan was a drop in the bucket. Fang Tong watched silently from the sidelines. The scene looked very tragic, like a pity party. Successful lawyers, beautiful and charming female doctors, and tough guys who love face ... making them publicly reveal their privacy, the most difficult secrets to speak of, was definitely a humiliation. But under the rules of the game, they had no choice but to do so. It was indeed an interesting scene. A drunk girl kept impatiently fiddling with her phone on the side, which was a common problem among young people nowadays. They couldn't live without their phones, but unfortunately, the phone had no network. The girl in a short skirt let out a burp and said, "It's my turn, right?" She spoke as she opened the front camera on her phone and posed a cute selfie pose, only to find that there was no beauty filter. She was instantly disappointed and said, "What kind of shitty phone is this? It doesn't even have a beauty filter. It's so shitty." She looked up at the forlorn few and said, "What are you all looking so gloomy for? Are you that bad off? Compared to me, haha, you're already lucky enough." She laughed hysterically. "You just lack money." "But me, I not only lack money, but also my life. What does that mean?" The drunk woman was a bit crazy and pulled up her sweater sleeve, revealing a row of tiny needle marks on her white arm. Liu Zhengnan was shocked. "You're a drug addict." Jong Jin-long, however, glanced at it and chuckled. "I don't think so. Injecting drugs is not done this way." He licked his lips and boasted about the fancy ways of injecting drugs. Hanya, the doctor, however, exclaimed, "What disease have you got?" This blood-drawing method must have been done over 100 times for tests. The drunk woman pulled down her sleeve and continued taking selfies on her phone. Indifferent, a terminal disease. No matter how much money you have, you can't cure it. But if you don't have money, you're dead. In the end, she was also doing it for the money. The room became quiet again. All 5 people had completed the first game, and the girl in black, who had always stood in the corner and seemed to clash with everyone, was now the last one. "Hey, we're all done. Why don't you start?" The drunk woman challenged her. "I think you're a bit off, huh?" The black-clad girl looked at her coldly. "You haven't said your name and occupation." "It doesn't count as completing the game. ... True. No one had noticed that." Fang Tong looked at the black-clad girl again. She was just a com, observing everything in the shadows. "Zibai, can you figure out her occupation and identity?" Zibai was silent for a long time, and then gave an unexpected answer. "I can't tell. She was playing all over, which was the most annoying thing of all. A common person." The drunk girl snorted at this point. "I'm a live streamer." "Just a small one, barely able to make ends meet." The girl in black looked coldly at her. "You still haven't said your name." The female live streamer, who called herself Zhonglia, suddenly fell silent, muttering after a long while, "My name is Zhonglia." Zhonglia, a very elegant name. A buzzing sound came from her phone. "Please answer the question honestly." The girl in black looked down at her phone and laughed. "You seem to have forgotten the rules." "It's not too late to change your mind now. Don't say your stage name on the live streaming platform. Say your real name." The live streamer's lips trembled, biting her teeth. Zhong Chunfeng." "My name is Zhong Chunfeng. Are you satisfied now?" The 2 women faced off like this, and the girl in black smiled faintly. "Listening to you talk, you're just an uncultivated peasant from the countryside. Chunfeng, how rustic. But the name you changed is nice, Leah." Ha. When you were posing and flirting in front of the camera with your beauty filter on, those stupid fools who tipped you probably had no idea what your real face looked like. No wonder you're sick and dying. It's karma. Everyone frowned. The girl in black's mouth was just too poisonous. The female host had been thoroughly incensed, and in that instant, she seemed to have had her last layer of false facade torn off by the black-clad girl, revealing her indifferent and uncaring demeanor all to be a facade. Zhonglia charged forward, shouting, "Dirty whore, you're asking for death." She rushed forward to try to give the black-clad girl a few slaps, but was knocked down as soon as she got close. Zhonglia seemed to have forgotten that the black-clad girl was holding a metal bar in her hand. No one saw how the black-clad girl had knocked down Zhonglia, only seeing the drunk female host kneeling in pain on the ground, shaking uncontrollably and unable to catch her breath. Lawyer Liu Zhengnan and beautiful Dr. Honya rushed over to separate the 2. "Are you really sick in the head? We're all unlucky enough already, and you deliberately say those kinds of things," Honya shouted at the black-clad girl. Liu Zhengnan also said in a low voice, "We should unite now. Only by working together can we have a chance to complete the challenge." The black-clad girl pulled her hoodie tightly, paying no attention to the 2 of them, and only spoke quickly to her phone. Name, Zia No, unemployed. Reason for participating in the game, fun. Ding-dong, she passed. Zia No, this strange girl, who is still hidden in the darkness, had participated in the game just for fun. She was so out of place that she disappeared into the darkness immediately after completing the game, putting distance between herself and everyone else. She's determined to finish the game alone, Fang Tong thought. Dr. Honya, angry, wrapped his arms around Zhonglia and brought her back. Don't bother with her. Such people have mental problems. Thank you, sister. Zhonglia was obedient and grateful at this moment. Because of this strange first game, they all revealed their most difficult secrets to each other, so they felt much closer. They stood together, except for the girl in black. But the buzzing phone vibration sounded again. It was exactly 11 p.m. now, and the next round of the game was about to begin. The blood-red letters kept appearing on the vibrating phone. Congratulations to all the players for passing the first round. But the first round was just an appetizer, just to let you get familiar with the process of the Infinite Challenge game. Now, the real challenge is about to begin. The second round of the game, round 2, has opened. The game difficulty is E-level, suitable for new players. Please confirm and carefully read the game content. Pay attention to the game rules. A confirmation button appeared on the phone. This time, the 6 people in the room almost pressed the confirm button at the same time. A drop of bright red blood appeared on the phone screen as the confirmation key was pressed. The 3D blood droplets are so realistic in this game that it almost looks like there is a drop of blood flowing on the screen. Blood is the essence of life, and each person's blood type represents a unique personality. A random sentence, a B, of, and oh how wonderful. So, the first round game of our Infinite Challenge is called The Taste of Blood. The second round game content. Among the 6 players, there is only one with O-type blood. Please find the O-type blood person within Faraz... and drink 300 milliliters of their blood. The player who completes all conditions can win. The prize money for this round is 200 million Chinese yuan, to be evenly distributed among the players who complete the game. For the only O-type blood player, they will receive the full prize money for this round if they can successfully hide for Faraz. Failure will result in elimination, 0.300 milliliters of fresh blood, and the only O-type blood player. Find this O-type blood person among 6 people... Fang Tong knew for sure that she was a type blood. The people in the arena should all be the same, knowing only their own blood type, and there are no clues now. The game rules for this round are completely ridiculous. Fang Tong continued to wait. Even though it was an infinite challenge, the game should give some clues, right? However, there were no clues at all. At this point, most of the people in the room were already in a state of terror. Drinking blood, Liu Zhengnon grabbed his head and screamed. The lawyer was already in a state of confusion. This also calls for a game. This is clearly a crime. Beautiful Dr. Honya stared at her phone with a pale face. Not only is it a crime, it's murder. Each person has to drink 300 milliliters of blood... We have 6 people, excluding the O-type blood player, which leaves 5 of us. That means at least 1500 milliliters of blood, which is already a lethal blood volume. The human body loses more than 1000 milliliters of blood and is at risk of shock, 1500 milliliters, in a while others, I suppose, didn't think of it. This method is too dark and disgusting... Fang Tong looked up at the people in the room, who were all restless. But a pair of eyes was flashing in the darkness. The black-clad girl Xia No, who was holding an iron bar, seemed to be swaying slightly. This Xia No, she also thought of it. Fang Tong suddenly realized, her eyes meeting Xia's, and both of them looked away. The drunk woman was pacing back and forth in the room, seeming to be the only one who was relaxed. Fang Tong had been watching her, and now she couldn't help stepping in front of the beautiful doctor. Xia No, what are you doing? Honya came back to her senses, staring in horror at the black-clad girl. Fang Tong then spoke coldly. Do you want to knock us all out and drink our blood one by one? Oh. Upon hearing Fang Tang's words, Liu Zhengnan, the lawyer, stomped his foot. I never thought of that. That's too terrifying. Honya's small hand grasped Fang Tang's, a warm, slippery hand with sweat. You're really clever. You can think of such a method. The beautiful Honya looked at Fang Tong with gratitude in her eyes. Thank you for protecting me. No man can resist such gentle and grateful eyes. Even Fang Tong, who had no attachment to anything, felt an impulse to continue protecting her at this moment. The black-clad girl Xianna laughed in the darkness at this moment. Haha, but what if I'm an O-type blood player? Wouldn't I be just looking for trouble? No one can guarantee that, Fang Tong muttered back. Unfortunately, I'm an A-type blood. Xianna said solemnly. Humph, who would believe that? Now I feel like you're the most suspicious one. You've been acting weird from the start, the drunk woman chimed in, adding fuel to the fire. Indeed, Xianna had behaved strangely since the game began. Xianna picked up the iron bar, coldly. That's because I don't trust anyone. This game, I only trust myself. No matter what she said, the 5 of them still gathered together and slowly approached her. Xianna seemed to be completely unafraid. In fact, she took a step forward and just stared at Fang Tong. What's the rush? It's possible that I lied, but I can prove myself. How can you prove it? Zhong Jinlong had already found a beer bottle from the storage cabinet and was swinging it in his hand. Xianna once again revealed her mocking smile. I can't prove that I am type O blood, but I can prove that I am not type O blood. It's a logical problem. Logical problem ... What does that mean? Xianna pointed at Fang Tong in the darkness. Let him come and suck my blood. What does that mean? Fang Tong, however, understood. If I drink your blood, I can wait for the game prompt. If the prompt tells me that I have completed the game, then you are a type O blood player, and if there is no prompt that I have completed the game, then you are not. Xianna snorted. Yes, I said that, it's just a logical problem. Come on, I'm willing to use 300 milliliters of blood to prove myself. It's crazy, but although it's crazy, it's effective. Fang Tang's mind flashed. A more terrifying, but simpler way to complete the game had already appeared in his mind. The idea flashed through his mind. Fang Tong reached out to stop Zhong Jinlong, who was about to go up with a bottle of wine in hand. Zhong Jinlong, don't be impulsive. Liu Zhengnan also stopped the drunk woman. We can't do this. If we do, we'll be no different from beasts. Beautiful Dr. Honya bit her lip. You don't understand. 300 milliliters of blood is not so easy. I'm a doctor, so I know very well that it must be done with professional tools. Drawing venous blood is safe. Otherwise, if we hurt the artery to get the blood, there would be no way to stop the bleeding here. It had been half an hour, time remaining, 3 hours 30 minutes. The 5 people who had become somewhat close gradually, like Xianna, slowly retreated into the darkness. Xianna said something right. In this situation, no one could be trusted for the 2 million reward, only oneself could be trusted. The so-called trust and teamwork simply do not exist under this game rule. This is a game where mutual killing is absolutely necessary.